Hello. I'm just getting set up and settled in here. So give me just a moment while I get things going. And let my friends know I'm around. There we go. That's done. Music's going. Stream is streaming. And here we are. So I know this doesn't look like much of anything. It's hard to parse. It makes perfect sense to me because I chicken scratched it myself, but this is going to be maybe going to be the room that we're making today. And I'm going to be making it in MagicaVoxel. So I haven't made a diorama in a good long time. And it used to be one of the first things that got me into 3D was doing little diorama rooms in MagicaVoxel. So let's go back to our roots here. And just have a fun, easy day. Hopefully easy day. We really never know. Seeing that I don't have any of my controls set up, so if y'all will forgive me as we're going, I'm going to probably be adjusting my mappings because I'm on a new Linux install, right? So I have to remember where I put everything and how to navigate the app. I don't think it's changed too terribly much since the good old days. I think it was what 2022, 23 the last time I used MagicaVoxel. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but that's okay. So we have 3 concepts and 3 main edit tools. So 1, 2, 3, we're going to have add, erase, and paint. And that hotkey is T. I'm just going to go into my mouse here. I'll let you see this while I get set up and going. All right. Number 1, let's set that to the letter T. And 2, that's going to be R. R. And 3 is going to be G. Okay, and then we need geometry, voxel shader mode. Oh, that's different. Okay, yeah, here's what I'm after. Voxel V. Why would just list it alphabetically? Nobody thinks like this. Nobody thinks in QWERTY top down. Okay, so face F and get our F key. And what's the last one here? B for box. This one. Okay. What else have I got? I'm gonna need to probably have selection and color picker on the map. So Alt L button. And it's gonna be Alt L button. Probably we're just gonna go straight down the way. Can I just type it somehow? No. No. Nope. Macro? Keyboard managed by blah, 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 blah. I'm not reading all that. Say this color picker. Color pick. Events. Add. Color pick. Alt. L button. Alt left click. I don't know if that worked. Alt and click. I don't know. Maybe I can change that in the program itself to be something a little bit nicer, but we'll try that. And marquee select is M. Okay, then we got our Control Alt or Control Shift Alt. Yes, okay, everything's good. And I have my undo and redo on here. So if you want to get a big fancy Corsair mic, most of my profiles are based on this mouse here. Hi, Unlikable Paper. How's it going? Don't know if I said hi Zergling, but hi Zergling as well. Hope y'all are doing well. I think we've got enough to get started. I can't really keep delaying it. All right, I'm get my little pen and see if our hotkeys work. So I got erase is not erasing. Did it not apply? Apply. Coming over here. No. Why is it not working? If I manually type it, it works. I wonder if I have to restart the app. We're going to try to restart it. And if that doesn't work, we're just going to roll with it. Boop. Away that goes. And MagicaVoxel. Open that back up. Please behave for me. Nope, not working. What? What do you want? What do you want from me to work? You didn't save any of it. Why are you so mean to me? Okay, once more with feeling. And we're going to apply after every single one of them. Erase. R. Thank y'all for joining me on my mapping my mouse stream. G. I know this is a very thrilling start. I appreciate you all the same. Okay. V for voxel. F for face. Apply. Applied, applied, applied. And B for box. Somewhere. There we go. Maybe we can get far enough with just that. Okay? Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Now we're on it. So, what is our resolution going to be for our box? Or our walls and floor? I think the best way to probably figure that out is like pick the most resolved or the most high resolution detail item in the scene that we want to render, and then like get an idea of that and then base the scene size around that. But that's just my first hunch. For now, I'm at least going to go with like 128, 128, 128. Just give us some room to make that object in. And I'm going to erase the face here. And attach a couple of faces here. Enough to give us some space. And can I just crop this out real quick? So I think one of the high resolution things I'm thinking of having is a little bit of wallpaper print. So let's draw the wallpaper print. And jump into ortho view here. And we can go into paint. paint voxel. Now we're painting with voxels. You can get a little mirror going. And I'm going to drop one little line at the start here, just to keep a good idea of where my symmetry is going to be. And how do I want to do some kind of ornate pattern that's not too high resolution? That's kind of neat. And maybe I'll make a little eye shape. Paint. Erase just removes. So we're probably going to want to use our select, which is not really selecting as intended. Okay, so that hotkey doesn't work. And let's go back to this color. Going to erase all of that, I think. And maybe I can copy and paste this vertically so I don't have to match the curve. And flip. How do I flip? Flip on the z-axis. Pull down. Oh, I have more stuff than I need here. That's okay. And I'll grab my black color, paint some more. Yeah, even Stevens. Thicken that line up a little bit more. And I'll just grab probably here, here, and this, and just pull those upwards by about that far. Attach a face of this here, or just erase those entirely. Don't need that anymore. We have a kind of wallpaper print pattern that we can commit to a single object. If we want to use that. Attach a couple more voxels here just to clean up this jagged edge that I don't really like. Kind of neat, I guess. I'm just going to crop this to match it. If it allows me. Stay in the object, please. Thank you. There we have it. We have a little pattern here. I could save this as its own file so that I can quickly draw on it if I want to. I just got to remember how to do it. Save this project as a little Victorian wallpaper print. And I'll get a new project going. I'm going to delete that. Not what I want. And move this up into... Oh, you tried it before? It is pretty, like, quick to pick up. I love, like, how lightweight it is. It's got some surprising features in it for the scale of what it is. Got a pretty nice renderer in there. I'm going to try not to use that renderer today. I'll try to use Blender if we finish or if we even get that far. I'm going to go 128, 128, 128. And we're just estimating here that that's the size of the wall that I'll want. And I'm going to get a kind of cute, see, purple, deep wallpaper color going. Add a couple things along the face. Turn off the symmetry. We don't need that for now. And that should do it. For that. And let's get a floor color going. Probably the same thing. Here. And just erase a couple of layers of that face. We can add our floor more evenly. I made the floor kind of thick before. Give me just a second. Well, I try to thicken that up into something like that, perhaps. And that's how many voxels? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go with 8. Just have a nice round number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the same over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's our walls. Possibly our walls. All right, Shift A does not just add a new thing. That's fine. We'll do this. There's that part. And now let's see if we can reference our Victorian wallpaper print and pattern these walls a little bit. Attach a pattern. And that pattern should be see if this works. Cancel that. Not what I'm hoping to do. This one. Yeah, okay, that's how we do it. It's quite big, I'm noticing, for the scale of the wall that we're doing. I should probably also be doing this in a different color. There we are. Do I want to scale this room? To be bigger somehow? Can I scale it up from in here? I think I can from down here. Yep, I think I have to do it from in here. That's fine. Do I really want this pattern to be this high resolution then? Because this is already quite a large size room. Let me make a couple of other objects to see if I'm in the scale that I want to be. What of my sketch can I really bring in here for that? Maybe a window? I'll add a new 128 cube. That I'm going to scale back down later. And in this one, I'm just going to add a few blank faces. Turn on the mirror mode. Or actually, let's get this up to that point. This is our good middle ground. There we go. That's our rescale to, yes, good deal. Pull this forward by 1 and this in by there. And now we're in the area we want to be. With mirror mode on, we're going to attach voxels. No, we'll do it by box. I think we'll do it by box. A space for the windows to go. And here I'll just carve them in a little bit. And maybe it could be about 2 voxels thick. So I'm going to try to match that all the way down. Could have more of a curve. That seems about right. Okay. And I might want to do this with a line tool and just make a little pattern. Oh, that's a little off center. now that I know where the sizing is, I'm going to change the scale of our model to be just, let me give myself a little wiggle room here, just here. Wait. I'm going to duplicate this actually. And then when I rescale this down, I'll still have my original sketch, so I know where to put the finished window when it's done. And I might use the entire top space here, so I'm going to leave that up there. Now that that's done, my mirror is going to be a lot friendlier to what I'm going to try to do here. There's our little window pattern. I want to do 3 diamonds, I think, and then cut across the top with a couple of bands, and then put a little cross beam like that in there. I think it needs to be more flush with the bottom. So if I do the diagonal lines from here, there, now it looks more flush with the bottom. And this is kind of the inside of the window that I want. So let me just change the scale again and bring it out a few voxels of width so that I can make the outer frame of this. Which this doesn't need to be pure black in the first place, but I'm also going to make a new color here just to keep it separate. It makes things easier to grab when you grab by color. Add a face to here. So now you have a nice little shelving going on. And from here, I can cut a little pattern. Probably that way. I kind of want it to spike a little more. Like that. Okay, I'm going to bring this forward. And stretch it back 1 voxel. Yeah, let me bring this further forward while I do this. Okay, now that I can go down into it, I can add a face here at the back. Grab our window frame color and do the same. We might have to match it with our... I don't think I'm going to do that though. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grab just a white color for now and add a box. Add box. And with the box adding, we can just pull upward. We should be able to just pull upward. But it's not really wanting to do it. I'll just do it with the face. All the way up. There we go. Let's fill it in. Got a nice little window. I'm just going to brighten this manually. This should be done in the render, but like I can't see. So and I'll just put that back into here. CV, duplicate that over to here till it's nice and flush. And that should do it. Don't need that reference object anymore. We have our little windows from the sketch. And I'm going to go ahead and save this. As, what will I save it as? Oh, gotta catch that band. None of that now. It has a cute or cozy, creepy room. That voxel. And the next thing I could add, like a little table and chair, I suppose, but I think I need to sculpt the wall a little. So that there's a little trim here at the top and bottom, just separating, so it doesn't look like such a static, flat color. I'll get another pinky purple thing going on here. Add a little face or box, actually. Am I in the wrong object? I should be grabbing all the way across here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. we have a little bit of trim, which I think our windows need to move a little bit down from. I guess I don't mind if they're like flush with it, just not cutting into it. Erase the face down here. Two, three is about enough, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna grab my little wall color and just fill that little hole back in. Boop. Oh, wrong side. I have to click it from here. There we go. Now that I can see that, just add a little bit more detail of some kind onto this. That seems okay. Maybe I could even take it down here. A little extra cap on the end of it or something. Just tidy that up a little bit. Maybe round it off. I don't know. I'll leave it there for now. Hiya, Jojo. How's it going? I'm having a little rainy day here. Just making a little cozy room. That I think I'm just going to have to get rid of whatever this guy is. I don't think I like the resolution that's involved in that. I think that this is as fine as the resolution needs to go, which might mean stretching the walls and floors a little bit more, but aside from that, most people are at a tournament now, so you can pay more attention to this. Oh, nice. I hope it's pretty chill at work. So the next thing to add is probably a little chair and desk combo. So let's start on that. And for the chair, I'm just going to get some kind of wood brown that I will absolutely change later. Probably. Oh, I have to get used to the new mappings. It's slow going while I'm getting used to MagicaVoxel again after being on a different voxel program for so long. See, our chair is maybe a bit too big at that distance. Maybe that much. We'll go with that scale for now. Drop it, and I'm just going to push this out of the way for a second. Maybe I'll keep it up to here and about here. So while I'm making the table, I can make sure that it goes above that line. Add a new one. Pull that into place. And our little study desk is very narrow. I don't like how narrow that is. Now we're hitting the part where my big scale discussion matters. Because I want this to be wider. So how do I want to do it? 180? I'm trying to think of how I could quickly rescale the walls to match the stuff inside, which might involve making them like a single plane each, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate new objects. It might make things cleaner for scaling around later. So let me go ahead and try to do that. Pull the scale up to where it is currently and just fill that in. There, we have wall number 1. And wall number 2. Which is either off or that wall is off. That wall is off. Well, glad I caught that. All right, this one is going to be our floor. Get you into place. Am I crazy? Am I crazy or is that wrong in a weird way? Oh, because it's not accounting for the gutter underneath those wall objects. That's what's happening. Like that. Yeah, whatever. Manually do this part. What does it matter? And fill that floor color back in. Oh, I deleted the... No, I forgot I deleted that. I don't want to delete that. Give me that back. Okay. And this is why I want that trim. I don't want to have to do that again. I'm just going to grab these colors and delete them. And now it's just the trim. Now we'll just redo the floor. And duplicate that, push that over there. And this just needs to be flipped, I think. Yep, okay. Good to go. Everything so far is happening on the one layer, which is something I should be more mindful of as I go, but we can adjust the layer positions of things. It's only really useful while we're in MagicaVoxel. And if we're planning on bringing this into Blender for the final render, it might not matter. For sanity's sake, I'll go ahead and do this though. Because while I'm modeling, I might want to hide some things like that. So grab these two. Oh, that's what's happening. It's not really selected. Now it is. Come on, where's the little arrow? You were there a second ago. Oh, is it only possible to do that way? Oh, okay, that's how you reassign, and this is how you select. Okay, that's fine. And furniture I'll put in layer 2, which I swear I used to be able to rename. Furniture. Windows. Walls. Okay. Name my layers. I'm working on it. So now I can just turn the walls off while I make a little table. I think the whole point of that journey was because I didn't like this width for the table. So I'm going to go ahead and push it. And with our wood color, add a little box and face. Nope. Wider. This much, maybe? That's what I'll go with for now. And from here, can I stretch you on the x-axis by 1.2? X and Y by 1.2. That seems nicer. Okay, now I'll make that fit everything. Wait, that much of a gap? Probably a little bit higher. I think I might shorten up the height of these windows. One, two, three, 5, 6, maybe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I'll go with. Grab the wall color and just fill that back out. Copy and paste that again, fix its position. And add those faces back in. Okay. Give that a save. I have a lot of detail to cover if I'm going to get through that. Okay, I like that closer to the wall like this. Just a little bit more flush. So We'll go with that for now. What other furniture did I have in my sketch? I had a little cabinet that would go right up here. Is this central? Who knows? Who cares? I can make it all flush in Blender anyway. I just need to get the voxeling part done in here. That's all I should be focusing on. Okay, that'll do. Grab our furniture color. Turn off the wrong mirror, put on the right mirror, and go from there. Should be much further down because I'm going to do another bit of trimming here in a minute. I'll lighten this while I do that so I can see better. Just desaturate it a little more. And I think I wanted like a little shape here and a little bit up like that, and a little curve up like that. Okay. And I had one more little swoop here. It goes all the way out to the end. I think that goes way too high. Still way too high. Might be a little better. Let's try it. And then I'll just grab the back end of that. No, I don't want to grab that layer of voxels. There we go. Just that part. Kind of looks like a crown. Okay, I'll flush this part back out, I think. All right, now I need 3 shelves. Thank you, Jojo. Yes, 3 shelves here. Don't think that's terribly even. Give me just a moment. That might be close enough for me. I think I'm fine with that for a cabinet. And turn the mirror off. Go into here. Just grab this bit of furniture and pull it back into the room with us. There. What else do I need for this sketch? We should block out the fireplace next, I guess. Okay. Fireplace is probably going to be on a different layer. It's enough of a feature piece. Just needed to get my music going again. All right. New object. Pull this up to here and put it up against the wall. You know what? To make sure it's flush with the scale of our room, I am going to copy this. And move it into layer 3. Go into what will be our fireplace color. I'll just go with a light gray for now, for no reason at all. Turn on the mirror, erase the faces until it is where I want it to be in terms of width. I think so. I think so. I think so. I want to have enough room for there to be a little book podium that goes here in the corner. And I think we have enough room. So I'm going to go ahead and crop that to the scale. And I'm just going to bring the face forward about that far. So there's a little extra trim thing that I'm going to plan that goes here. Grab the height of our fireplace. Should it be about table height? I think it should be higher than table height. Like here? Maybe? And then that little stoop that goes at the bottom of every fireplace. And in that fireplace, I'm going to put a little hole for the kind of iron gate thing that I'm going to put in here. I think will be about that big. Maybe a little lower. And I'm going to remove a little extra layer of the interior here. Add a little lip, I think, that I'll carve out from the side. Seems about right. Okay. In here, I kind of want to curve this. So probably with the single voxel, let's make a quick little curve like that. That's too steep, too steep. Should probably be the same on the other side here. So maybe I'll leave that alone and just try to match it. Two, three, four, five, six. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I kind of do want it to not have that little notch. Oh, one more. There we are, a little curve. Hiya, Defiant. Sorry, I was so super absorbed. How's it going? Ugh. Thank you, Zerling. Man, the weather made everything really dark. It kind of feels like nighttime in my room, so give me just a second. I'm gonna put on some light. It is only 4 in the afternoon. It is really coming down out there. Okay. The block out of our fireplace. But it is absolutely a tripping hazard how jam-packed everything is into this corner. Going to try to not worry about it too terribly. Lo-fi equivalent of Nightwish. Yeah. I can see it. I need to get a rug down. Why is everything on caps lock? And I'll move into this layer for that. It does not need to be terribly thick. Just needs to be about that size. So I'll go with like 60 and 60. Otherwise, I think we can just add a simple circle. Wait a second. This might help actually if I just go here and pull it to where I think it should be. Then I can probably move this fireplace to match where the rug is a little bit better. Probably there. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Okay. Nope, not the floor. This one. I want that one. No, not that one. Dang it. There. There's a way to add a shape, like a, not from the patterns. Shader mode, geometry mode, I think that's it. Yes, okay. No, I don't want to go out. Man, okay, hold on. We'll turn this mirror on and go outward like that. What if I don't want it to be a perfect circle though? You know what? I'll do this myself. Give me this. Move over here. And you get to move over here. And then we'll just attach a face in the middle. There. Now I'll get a new color going for you. Just some kind of random green. Does not matter what right now. Just want to get all of the players on the field. trims. And it can stay out of the way for now. Let's go with the things that are most flush against the walls, so like pictures, rugs. And there is a little podium that's supposed to go over here. I think by there. Hi, Pixel Tuner. Sorry, I was so distracted for a second. How's it going? Thought I would take a break and do some voxel art today. And maybe I'll bring it over to Blender later on, but for now, we're in my happy place. In my pixel and voxel happy place. Oh, that's why it's weird. There. Now we're nice and even. You're fantastic. That's fantastic. I love to hear that. Also, thank you. I'm thinking that there's going to be a magical book floating above this podium that's going to have pages that turn like this, right? Just for a little animated element. That's the plan. Oh, one more. Now I'll keep it square. Seems good enough for me. Okay. Got our little podium. Who is in the right category. That's good to hear. Okay. I might do the book outside of the scene. I'm going to at least make its reference object so it's in scale with everything, but to make sure everything works, I'm going to probably have to do this outside of here. Maybe that's big enough. Okay. I'll get some colors, just random colors here for where the book is going to be. I am guessing that size. Like this much, maybe. So there's a couple of voxels of width to work with on the inside. And I'll get a little page color. And just add that here. This is one of the things you want to get back to and give it a shot. I mean, absolutely go for it. It's a very small program. It doesn't take much to download and get to work. I find drawing hard, but I feel voxels would enable me just enough to make things. It's really incredibly easy to figure out. Like within 30 minutes, you can kind of have all of the essential tools kind of figured out, and then you can like finesse it with other things like shear and stuff later, and shaders. But for just like transitioning from like 2D pixel art into 3D, it's kind of a fun little tool. I highly recommend if you're having a bad art day. You can just mess around in here and probably get something that looks pretty cool. The equivalent of playing a kalimba to me instead of playing like a piano. Like Blender is the piano, MagicaVoxel is the kalimba. What's it called? It's called MagicaVoxel, and it's by F. Tracy. You can get it on GitHub. Maybe I can get a link going here. MagicaVoxel. Download. That seems to be the one. There you go. I'm going to crop that and just test something with your scale here. I think you're good to go for us to model the book on. I think that'll do it. I think that'll do it. Group those objects, and then we can just go back down into... no, it doesn't work like a union. Hold on. How do I do that again? There's a way to do this. There you are. Now we are good to go. Why did I do that? I didn't actually want to do that. I want to keep these guys separate. Because they're going to be animating as they open and shut. Hey, no problem. Just leave that there for now while I don't know what to do with it. And I'll go up into our objects. Got the block out for most things, most of the major players. There's a little cat bed. I drew a little cat bed in the corner. So let's go ahead and make a little cat bed here, probably. Should you be in the fireplace? Pictures, rugs. I'll just put you over here. Turn the mirrors back on and get a little pillow shape. Nope, wrong mirror. I want that mirror to stay on. There we are. A little pet bed for a cat to hang out in. And I'll add a new object. That will be the cat that goes in the cat bed. Wish it was FOSS. I'd love to read the source and oh, like open source? Yeah, that would be pretty cool. F Tracy, if you ever felt like doing that. I think this is the scale at which we'll make our cat. And I'll just get another color here. With which to model a little cat. This is looking really rough, but I promise there's a cat hiding somewhere in this sculpture. And make sure that I have enough space to give our cat a face. Oh, wrong mirror again. And maybe a little nose. Might be too even to actually be put on cat ears. Okay. Where do I want the scale of this cat's face to be? Seems kind of big, but and I'll just scoot that forward a little bit. Round off the head a little. It's a little rough. It's getting there. And let's just bring that chest in a little. And give the little paws some room. And some room for the ears to be. There we go. Nope, wrong way. Oh, I don't really enjoy the way I'm switching between colors currently. I'm definitely going to remap that once I'm off stream. I didn't mean to do that. Come on. Just wanted to see if I could add the snoot a little more outwards. Yeah, I think I will do that. Okay, and then I'll paint the nose. Getting there, getting into something somewhat cat-like. Vaguely a cat. Defiant. It's so different watching you do something you've got actual experience in rather than something you're figuring out for the first time. Yeah. I feel like I'm kind of getting zoned out with the going through some of the motions that I'm just used to making. But it is still a bit alien and almost entirely new again since I've been on Big Bang for years, and all my mappings for MagicaVoxel are kind of lost to me. And some of the flow is a bit different, but all told, it does feel like putting on an old familiar blanket of happy, comfy space. Oh, I'm zoning out hard, but it's nice watching. That's good, at least. Bring along some music for these quiet stretches. Anything y'all like to listen to? It's a little dog-like in the way that it's sitting. It's not very like... I might leave it for now instead of obsessing on the detail of it. Just to know that it's around that scale that I want the cat to be. Okay, with that established, there's a couple of extra little things around that size I should add in now. There is a hanging plant, a couple of picture frames, okay, so there's a couple of picture frames over here, a big hanging plant here, some hanging herbs, okay, and a little bit of cobweb between here and here, which I think means stretching out the walls again. Because now this needs to be longer to accommodate. Okay. All right. I have an idea. I'm going to go down and scale this back into here, like that. Go up, duplicate it, And just to make sure that our fireplace stays like incredibly central to the design. Then we can grab these two, union, and they're good to go. However, I don't really like the amount of floor space I now have to fill because there's a little bit of dead space that's going to hang out here. Right? Right. Yep, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know. It's very like proper. Yeah, it is kind of like at attention. Like if I want to like spend a couple of days on this, then I could really like do the head, body, and then like the limbs and tail and kind of rig them out so that the cat can sit a bit more naturally without having to be sculpted into that pose. It does help with, I think, a bit of the fidelity of this is definitely a cat and the cat happens to be sitting and not this is a sculpture of a cat sitting. That doesn't make any sense saying it out loud, I think, but I'm thinking about it. I might do that. Maybe I'll do that off camera the first time, and then when we actually want to do a rigged voxel character, I can do that in another stream, and it's kind of the same thing. Okay, so if I want to do an orthographic render of this where the corner meets here, and I kind of want to not have a lot of dead space, just a decent amount of dead space. I think that this is close. It's what, 168 by 120. Let me adjust the height real quick just to see if that is better or worse for me. I like that actually. I think I like that because now I can push this fireplace roof up and have more space for this painting that I'm planning to put here to be seen. So this is our new wall size. Very spoopy. Thank you. We're going for something between spoopy and cozy. Haunted house for lo-fi and chill. Was this our floor color? I think it was. It doesn't matter if it's not. We can just smack it around a few times until it is. There we go. Now I can scoot a few things so they're less crammed up on each other and have a few nicer gaps to work with. I don't want this to be taller than the windows. Here though might be good. And then I could put some like hanging fairy lights down here that kind of hang from here to here. I'm gonna put that in my sketch real quick, just a second. There. I'll let myself know that those are fairy lights later. And that is why all my sketches are chicken scratch. Because I have a harebrained idea. I just need to remember it for later. Okay, I think this is just about the right size I want for my scene. Let me go ahead and adjust this guy to be about that tall. Nope, not with the mirror on. There we go. Oh, now that is very tall. Is it tall because of this, or is it tall because of... It's tall. It's very tall. Mm-hmm. But it does give me the room that I want to work with, so I still might just leave it. Hold on. I think that would still give me enough space. Okay, that's what I'm going to try. Boop. Yeah, now it doesn't feel quite as tall, and now I can kind of sculpt some fun little details into here. Like a little frieze of something. Kind of like that. Big tea sip. Okay. Now I'm going to go into our pictures and add some paintings on the wall. One should be about this high up. Yes, I think about that high up. And I'm going to get some new colors going. I don't know, just to keep things separate. I'll mirror this on the Z, and I'm just going to round this into some kind of like oval. A little bit more. A little bit more. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'll have the frame come out quite a bit more. Okay, now with that said, I'm going to paint that face a canvasy color. Desaturate that a lot. Copy this and paste it over here. If it lets me. Oh, thank goodness that can be undone. Oh, thank goodness that can be undone. Oh, you can't scare me like that. There. Okay, let's paint a silhouette of a person here. There we go. And that could be a little bit darker, probably. Very faded. A little bit warbled in scale, so I'm just gonna wiggle that up a little bit more. I like that a bit better. And crop that to scale and add another little painting. This one will go over here. Should definitely be on the small side. There we go. And I'll add our face and start carving it back down. Or I'll just add a circle. If it did circles the way that I wanted it to, there, fine. And I'll sculpt a little frame out. Maybe a thinner frame. And paint the face with some kind of something. What'll this one be? I wonder if I can paint a sheet ghost in this resolution. Is that close enough to a sheet ghost? I'm going to give it one more voxel of width here. There's plenty of things I would ask for if this were to go like open source. Namely, like speeding up selection and actual operation tool. Like once something is selected, if you're clicking within the selection, it should be to move the selection, I believe, instead of having to go here and manually select move. But I can understand why it's laid out the way it is, because there's other ways that you can move it. I don't know. It's just one of the changes in flow that kind of slows me down. Not by much. Not enough to complain about, at least. All right, one more little picture. Oh, it's raining finally so hard that I can actually hear it against my window here. Which is usually not what happens because I'm so high up, but this is incredibly pleasant. No. I don't want it to be an even circle. I'll do this myself. I should have mirrored that on the top and bottom, but that's okay. I can just do it now and retrace my steps. If it wants to work. I guess if it's not grabbing something, it's not going to grab something. You can't just erase and then... Okay. All right, that's fine. And I'll just flip this on the Z anyway. Drag it into... This doesn't need to be that far out. There we go. And what goes in the final frame? What can I fit into the final frame, really? Maybe... I can fit 2 people in here if I do them incredibly low resolution like this. an eye following painting. That would probably be possible with this more high resolution one up here. Definitely part of the plan when you're getting ahead of my plan a little bit. I want to put a much more high resolution massive painting here. And I kind of thought of doing that as well, having a painting that occasionally moves. There we go. We have a few paintings to fill that space over there. And a hanging plant to put up here, I think, is our next task. Okay. I need to not be in this color. I should probably get a different color set going for the planters. All right, and then a soil color and some greenery color. That is not quite the plan here. I need to pull this away from the wall. It's why I put it here, so I'm going to try to add a little mounting bracket. Dang it. I'm never going to pick the right mirror to turn off. Ever. All right, and then I'm going to give that a little bit of a curve, just for some interest. That reads a little better to me. 2 up and 2 to the bottom. And then we have our little mounting bracket. Scale that to fit. And I'll just add the plant and vase itself as a separate object just to have my mirror behave a little bit better. Okay. I should add a sphere and then cut it in half. Why do you fight me at every turn? Shapes. Sphere. We'll do sphere shader. If it allows me. There you are. That is a bit more resolution than it needs to be. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just gonna pull this down until it is not as noisy. Okay, getting closer. That might be enough. Just needs to even out now. There we go. I think that's even. Okay. Just crop that really quick and then scale it back out from there. I think that's about the position I want. I'm starting to get hungry, but I don't want to stop. I'm finally getting to the good parts. Stream break? Yeah, I can't take a break though, because what I've got to make is like, I have to cook. There's nothing that's just ready to eat. See if I can add a line from here to the top. No, line. Close to what I want, but not quite. Okay, try that again. Okay, maybe I should join these two before I do that part, so I can actually make it connect to. If I had a magic genie and it could grant me a food wish, what would this food be? Sushi. I want sushi, but I shouldn't. But it is okay because I have Hamburg steak is on the menu for the night. I just have to go and cook it. Okay, I'm going to undo this and join those two back up. There, Now that that is one thing, I can add this in a way, if it lets me. It's all the mirroring going on. Oh, and that it's projecting. You can turn that off. That's what I was trying to do. That's the quick and dirty way of doing this, at least. But I kind of want to maybe have this come down a little bit and then go outward. Like from here. Nope. Then I can just paint the way that it loops over. Give me the perspective there. And I'll try to attach our lines now. Close, but not yet. There we are. Perfect. One more. And I can just grab this part, or I'll grab it this way. Shift and Alt to remove. Nope, that's a lie. What is it? Shift plus Alt? Nope. Nope. I wonder if that's because it's Linux that it does not like that hotkey, because I think Shift and Alt grabs things and moves it. All right, gotta go. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. There we go. We have a little hanging plant. I guess we could pause it from here. Call it a day. We've been at it for a couple of hours. We have a lot of the block out pretty much done. Guess I can fix this while I'm thinking if I actually want to wrap it up for the day or not. Okay, and I'll grab trim and just move it back into place. Drop the selection, grab that color, attach the face all the way down. Do I really have to turn the walls off to do this part? Are you gonna let me? You're not gonna let me. Okay. Fine, I'll turn the walls off. Oh, these two moved outside of their lair. That's what happened. You guys belong in here. There. That part's done. Turn the walls back on. Move this back into position. And all I have to do, I think, is flip it on the X, right? Yeah, X. And we're good to go. And that is just about where I want it to be. I guess I can mess with some colors while I'm at it. Look at my reference images. I could probably go with something kind of golden or silvery. I'll go with that for now. Walls and furniture. Fireplace, I think. Rug. What else we got? Cat. Pictures. Hanging plant. What was this? Oh, the book. Okay. And these were the windows. So I think that's a good enough place for us to stop. Yep, I think that's where I'm going to call it. And thanks for coming to hang out. And maybe we can finish this one up tomorrow. I think it won't take too much longer. Once we get all of our pieces on the field, we can start messing with color and texture and really do some wallpaper printing and set the mood lighting and do all the fun rendering stuff. But until then, I will see you all tomorrow and hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out.